Instead of gathering around each other's lockers in the morning, the students at Olney Friends School gather around and sit in silence for what is called collection, a Quaker tradition. Nestled in the hills of the quaint town Barnesville, Ohio, is the Quaker boarding school Olney Friends. Raleigh, North Carolina native Kim Wagner attends the non-traditional high school.
And back home, like, I'm a Quaker, and they say, oh, so you mean you make oatmeal all the time? Yes, I make oatmeal constantly. That's all I do. I'm at boarding school. We're oatmeal factors. That's all we do.
But the school's mission has nothing to do with Quaker oats. Wagner says the real mission is to teach acceptance, something affectionately practiced by these students who come here from 13 different countries, in addition to the United States. Wagner says she is comforted by the accepting environment.
Everybody here is so welcoming, and it's like a family, because you don't have parents, you don't have siblings, you don't have friends besides these people, and so it's like your teachers are your parents, and the students are your family members.
Attending Olney is a family tradition for some people whose families have been here for generations. Third-generation alumnus and now faculty member Lenny Gwendon talks about sending his children to his alma mater.
My children had a hard time leaving the local public schools because they had lots of friends there, and I told them if they just come for one semester, then if they didn't like it they could leave, but after a week they loved it.
The atmosphere plays a big part of what attracts students and even faculty. It is what Gwendon says gives him the satisfaction of teaching at Olney.
I think the fact that it's residential, that we all live together as a community, and you get to, personally as a teacher, I get to know students not just in the classroom, but at the dinner table and on the soccer field and on weekends and evenings.
As the environmental science teacher, he uses his brother Don, the farming manager, as a resource to teach his classes.
We take soil samples, we talk about contour farming and strip cropping. I use the lake right here in my biology class when we study thermal stratification and when we study dissolved oxygen levels in the water. The outdoors is the lab. It's just an incredible resource that we have here that you don't have at every high school, I think.
By now you can tell the students who attend Olney School have a different kind of education. Smaller classrooms, sustainability, environmentally friendly, but they take time out of their day to herd goats as well.
Yes, goats. Just one of the ways the curriculum at Olney combines classroom instruction with real hands-on experience. Some students are connecting current subject material to the past. By planting a victory garden while learning about World War II, the garden also gives them a chance to learn about sustainability and preparing food.
But I think it's primarily an educational medium because, a lot of people still think food comes from Kroger. Like it's just there all the time. So getting them to eat different things, which can be pretty challenging.
During our time in Barnesville, we sat down with humanities teacher Abby Chu. Chu discussed the teaching methods and unique educational opportunities that make Olney a one-of-a-kind experience for students.
We were in your class earlier, and we thought that the students here were very articulate and participatory, and like the whole story is about uniqueness of this school. Why do you think that the kids are so interactive with each other?
It's funny that you say that because today is a day of silence, so 4 of them weren't even speaking. So sometimes they're too active. But we concentrate at the beginning of the year on teaching them to participate in a conversation without dominating a conversation, and how to participate in more ways than speaking. So listening and making eye contact and all kinds of things like that.
What do you think the biggest benefit a student here can achieve from attending this school? Rather than
the biggest
a public
one,
high school?
yeah. Academically, I think they leave here knowing how to write, and I think that's really important. It's important for if they're going on to college, professors ask that if you're going to be a doctor, you really need to know how to communicate. But other than that, I think that they leave here caring about other people. And you see, there are kids here from all over the world, and they're in their classes, and their classes aren't tracked, so native speakers and language learners are in the same classroom. So they're never split, and they get this whole experience of people from Serbia and Uganda and China all in the same classroom, and I think that that's really important to learn what it is to be a member of the world instead of just a member of their county or their high school. Yeah.
Be sure to tune in to Midday tomorrow for the second part of our special report on the Olney Friends School. We'll be looking at the impact of the international students on the boarding school. Reporting live, I'm Alex Moorhead. Yesterday we focused on some of the boarding school's unique teaching methods, but there are other unique aspects about the school. Now we're taking an in-depth look about the surprisingly large international population Olney has and its effects on the school's community. When people think of a small Appalachian town in Ohio, they probably don't think of diversity. But when you arrive at the Olney Friends School in Barnesville, Ohio, those preconceptions fly out the window. Students from all over the United States and 13 different countries call Olney home. Science teacher Lenny Gwendon says the international makeup of this student body allows classmates here to see the world in a way students at other schools can't.
What a wonderful experience to meet students from other people their age from all around the world. So they have friends in Japan and in Serbia and in Africa and Colombia. It's quite a rich experience compared to what you would normally get at a public school in Appalachian, Ohio, where it's primarily white people.
It's really opened my mind about other countries and stuff, and you learn so much about other countries. I learned about Ethiopian culture, I've learned about Serbian food and Chinese dishes and what people in Vietnam wear.
Wagner says foreign students have even helped her expand her language.
Well, first of all, I know Korean now. I've learned Sarahe, which means I love you in Korean, and Hashima, which means do it. And we use that one a lot.
Barnesville, Ohio seems like a very unlikely place to have students from as far away as Vietnam, China, Ethiopia, and Rwanda, but the international students here at the Olney School now call it their second home.
It's really difficult the first few months, but then the people here are really friendly and help me a lot, so everything was easier day by day. And now I like it a lot. It's just like my second home here.
Vi To came all the way from Vietnam to Barnesville. Another international student, Martina Karugarama, is from Rwanda. Karugarama says Olney has challenged her, but it's been for the best.
There's lots of homework and stuff, which I was not used to, but it's so much easier.
She says a better education isn't the only thing she's enjoyed about Ohio.
When I came, it was in the winter, and it was my first time to see snow, so I was so excited. This day when it was snowing so much. So I went out and played in the snow with Kim. It was so much fun.
While we were in Barnesville, we sat down with Olney senior Adisu Hodes. Adisu is from Ethiopia, so the first question is, how did he find the Olney Friends School all the way from Africa?
The dean of academics at the time, she went to Ethiopia with a few other kids, and my dad and her run to each other at some hotel, so they talked, and we had previously been looking boarding school for me so I could come here and get ready for college.
Okay, so you've been here for 4 years, and
Yeah.
tell me about your experience that you've had.
My experience has been great. I've had great opportunities to learn from kids that I thought I would have never known, and also the international body. I get to learn from everyone, kids from Vietnam, Serbia, Germany, Ecuador, Costa Rica, everywhere, which is great.
And since this is a Quaker boarding school, did you know anything about Quakerism before you came over here?
Oh, sorry. No. On the plane, I was telling my friend that I was coming to a boarding school, and I happened to have the application and all that stuff, and so she saw I said Quaker boarding school. She's like, "You going to Quaker boarding school?" And I was like, "What is that?" So she explained what it was, and I did not even know what Quakers were.
I've heard some kids here say that people don't come here as Quakers, but then they convert and they call themselves a Quaker pretty much after being here. Do you feel that sense at all?
I like their philosophy and their way of life, but I don't think I would consider myself a Quaker. I have a religion and background and the culture, so I don't think I could consider myself a Quaker.
If you're interested in finding out more information about the school, you can check out the website at onlyfriends.org. Reporting for Athens Midday, I'm Alex Moorhead.